Commander Masters was designed to be a home run hit. It had the name, it also had the reprint equity. But now that players have had a chance to reflect back on this product, they start to ask themselves, how could it go so horribly wrong? Commander Masters may be viewed by many as a complete failure of a product, but like anything, there's a lot that can be learned by looking at the information that this product provided, looking about how it was received, and in hindsight, what could be improved in the future. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here, and thanks again for hanging out with me on the channel today. This video is brought to you by my patrons and of course my YouTube membership members. The idea of Commander Masters was so well received because Commander Legends went off without a hitch. It was a well-received product that players enjoyed, and that name recognition carried forward to Commander Masters. Now, it also offered good reprints. When the spoilers started to show up in this set, a lot of players started to get excited, even myself, with some of the individual cards. The reprint equity looked like it was pretty good. Now, this thing offered multiple choices as a set design. You had set, draft, we had collector booster packs, we had commander decks designed for Commander Masters, and of course anyone who loved looking at the cards started to realize this set really had a lot going for it. But for all the pros that Commander Masters had, it also had its cons. It had things stacked against it. Number one, 30th anniversary. It did not go off well. It was not received well, and players got really angry, frustrated, and just basically upset at Wizards of the Coast for reaching too far, for going beyond the upper limit of our wallets and just trying to have us give them our wallet entirely. Now, this also came at a downturn in the economy. Let's face it, we had rising inflation, we had interest rates going up for homes. It's a scary time out there, and they're trying to market a high-end premium product to the basic player base who says, hey, it's a hobby, and now you want me to spend $500 to $700 on a few boxes? It got pretty ridiculous for players to consider buying this. That upper limit was beyond reach, and that just pushed everyone to their breaking point. When Commander Masters was first introduced for 2023, Wizards of the Coast wasted no time in setting the track off on the right foot. The hype train entered the station and was looking good with the mini spoiler season that Wizards of the Coast shared with us. And when I mean the right foot, I'm talking about cards like Jeweled Lotus. This was a sought-after card that players were only hoping would get a reprint 2 or 3 years down the road. Having it come back after Commander Legends was just a perfect mix of cards. But it didn't end there. We also got cards like the Dragon being reprinted finally instead of just being in a commander deck. This thing was finally coming around again. I'm not very fond of the artwork, but a lot of players were, and a lot of players were very excited to celebrate this card coming back. And then they gave us the commander decks. Giving us new slivers will always get a portion of the audience salivating for a card like the Grave Mother. But it didn't end there, because Wizards of the Coast knows their audience so well. They gave us more Eldrazi. This set the tone for what players were excited for about Commander Masters. But like any good story that just looks too good to be true, there has to be a plot twist. Something has to come around that changes the narrative of the story, and in this case, it was Wizards of the Coast and their pre-release pricing. The Commander Master Commander decks, which should have been one of the most exciting things to come out from this set because it's about Commander, kind of fell flat with a lot of players after they saw the pricing. $579.95 Canadian, that was a lot of cash. How about $329.99 for pre-release pricing? And as you can see, over time with the current prices, they just didn't hold up, and a lot of players were left disappointed that they would have to wait so long to find these products like Amazon or on discount at a local LGS. This wasn't going well. One of the biggest drawbacks to Commander Masters after it was announced was when pre-release pricing started to show up at Amazon and of course at your local LGS, and the prices were expensive to say the least. Excitement quickly turned to anger and frustration from the player base when they saw that this product, even for a draft box, was $429.95 Canadian, $310 US, and of course the current prices today haven't changed much for Canada. It's still $429.95 a box, and in the US it's $248. Wizards of the Coast also expanded their product line by adding in set boosters. Now, as you can see, these retailed even higher than the draft boxes. $549.95 Canadian or $349.99 US, and the current prices for both Canada and US have fallen because nobody was buying the product. Some players are claiming there was just too many product options available. They weren't buying the set booster because they thought they were going to buy a draft booster, but then we also had the Commander Masters collector boosters. And as you can see, $349.95 Canadian, $210 US on pre-release, and these things continued all the way down to now $299 Canadian or $185 US. Whenever you have a group of players discussing Commander Masters, usually the first topic of discussion is going to be the price point, which was introduced to the players at pre-release. Seeing these products priced at the price point we saw drew a lot of fire. Wizards was in trouble from the get-go. Their marketing team didn't do a good enough job surveying the customer base, checking in with the LGSs on what price points would be supported. So they were slapped down. Players rejected the price, and that is the biggest sticking point in any conversation you're likely to have. It's not that there were great reprints. It's not that the cards were not useful and being utilized. It was the price point. And when you have a price point at that level, $549 Canadian, which in some cases is a week's worth of a paycheck here in Canada for somebody working at around minimum wage, that cannot be supported by somebody who just dabbles in the game. That price point is likely left to a whale, somebody who has a very large purse who can just buy whatever they want, and it is Wizards of the Coast's hope that that whale buys some of those boxes and lets the funds trickle down. But that isn't going to stop the social media sensation of all the players out there who are angry that they don't get a turn buying these cards, that they didn't get a chance to crack a few packs because the price was just insurmountable. But now that Wizards of the Coast and the players having that discussion about the price point, Wizards knows better. They are likely to draw back from that point. Now, that means either shrinkflation, some other, sleight of hand trick to get the players back on board. We are less likely to see issues now with set and draft, as something like Modern Horizons 3 is likely only going to have a bundle, a collector box, and then followed through with something like a play booster box, which is new. And we will see how Wizards of the Coast presents those prices to us in 2024, but players are waiting for it. They are watching to see how something like Modern Horizons 3 can stack up to what they've already seen. And if Wizards is trying to reach for a higher price point, what can they possibly offer to make the players excited about this product? Either way, I'd like to thank everyone for hanging out with me on the channel today. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed the information, and I look forward to having another video with you all tomorrow. Don't forget, it's an amazing game. Bring a friend to Magic, and I'll see you guys later. A big thank you, a big shout out to the fantastic patrons of the channel. My YouTube membership members, guys, you are amazing people. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for being here. And I really hope everyone enjoyed the video today. I'll see you this weekend on the live stream. Before we start the ramble jamble, I got to apologize. No, I didn't pay for it. It was a gift card and I'm using it up. I don't normally buy coffee. And it's McDonald's coffee, but it was a gift card given to me, so still puts caffeine in the body. So welcome back, everyone. We're pumped up talking about Commander Masters. I look back on this product now at the end of the year, and I can see the pros. I can see the good side of what this product was, because there's going to be people commenting in the comment section about how negative I'm being and how horrible it all is. When really, I'm not being negative. I'm being critical, absolutely. And I like that I'm critical, because I look at these products and I don't want people I know getting ripped off buying things that they shouldn't buy. But it wasn't a bad product. It was a bad price. Like 30th Anniversary, as a proxy edition set, if it had been $10 a pack and you gave it only to LGSs for players to experience that feeling of playing original Magic, I think it would have been a totally different discussion. I think Wizards of the Coast would have had something. They would have had their foot in the door. And they messed it up because in the scheme of things, they just reached too far for too much money, and they were pushing the upper limits. And yes, the player-based guys, we pushed back. We shoved them. We put their faces in the dirt and rubbed it in like we're schoolyard bullies. We taught them a lesson. We know they had massive downgrades on their stocks, but it wasn't a bad idea. It's just priced wrong. And when you look at all the good things in that product, all the amazing cards we had, the reprints in Commander Masters, the Commander decks actually aren't bad other than the mana base, but you have to improve that usually anyway. It was not a badly done product. It was a badly priced product. Or they didn't put enough reprint equity because they didn't have enough available to make it worth the price point they were trying to push. When you look back on something like Commander Legends, which was only $20 higher a box, $20 more than a standard box, and you compare something like Commander Masters, which was 3 times the price of a standard box. When I can pay $5.99 and buy a Modern Horizons 2 collector box, but I had to pay $3.49 for 4 packs of Commander Masters. Wizards pushed it. It didn't work out, but really don't think they haven't learned from this. Their market analysts, their actuarials went back and they took a look. And they now think, okay, we couldn't go this far, but we pushed it to this point. What's the in-between? Play boosters. Modern Horizons will be more expensive because of play boosters. I'm telling you guys now at the end of the video, because I'm going to be doing a video on this probably 3-4 months from now as we get closer to Modern Horizons 3. And yes, I'll be excited. I'll be enthusiastic because that was so good. Modern Horizons was good. Modern Horizons 2 was good. Can they mess up the third, or are we actually going to get a sequel to number 3 that goes off without a hitch? I don't know, but I am excited to find out. And I will be critical of the product. I will spend my money wisely. Will it be singles? Will it be boxes? Will it be something in between? We don't know until we see the prices. But Wizards, they will have learned from this. The 30th anniversary was definitely a lesson for them, and so was what we saw for Commander Masters. It had a good name. It had good product inside. Maybe too diverse for a lot of players to accept. You know, set and draft was probably pushing it a little bit much. But we tried. It didn't work. Company didn't go out of business, so they'll try again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And that's where it's going to leave off, guys. That's where things are going to end up. Either way, thanks a lot for hanging out. Thanks for being here at the end. Yeah, I stuck a little bit of info here just for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Looking forward to seeing you guys. We have Friday. Oh, yeah. This is a Thursday video. Friday. Oh, boy. Do I want to tease you with a surprise? No, you have to wait like everybody else. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.